and the Ohio Crush. It is Jeremy Scott here courtside. Glad to have you on board for another full day of broadcasting GBA style here at Dublin Jerome High School in beautiful Dublin, Ohio, tickling the shadows of Columbus. And the ball is up in the air, and this ball is controlled by Premier. Premier onto the other end, up and good. That is a quick bucket for Kentucky Premier, and that is number 3, Dye, with a quick 2, and it is a 2-0 game. On the other end, up top it comes, it's stolen away by Premier and then out of bounds, and it will remain Ohio Crush's ball. And we saw this a lot yesterday. We saw that boundary line become kind of a killer for a lot of teams. And I think it's a little bit hard to see. I think it's a little bit obscured by that partition between this court and the next one. So we'll have to see if that's a factor here today or if maybe these teams have adjusted. This one is a steal by Premier. This one does not go out of bounds. That one was stolen away by French. Up to the other end, that is Dye. Dye up top, and then that's a corner shot. That is up and no good. That's a 2-point shot, and it's rebounded by the Crush. That is Karras on the rebound, and it is Ohio Crush's ball now. And there's a foul in the backcourt, and I do believe that foul is going to go against Barnes. And that will be the first on Kentucky Premier, the first foul for either team here today. Glad to have you aboard. And of course, we've got to send a shout out to everybody helping to make it happen on the administrative end. Jeff Ferguson, as well as Tom Strasser and Caleb Graham as well. We've got Kayla Kazell running the camera once again here at courtside. We've kind of switched our positions a little bit. Kayla's a little bit closer to the scorer's table. I'm a little bit further to the left, so I'm a little bit closer to the, as it were, in this case, away bench. And there's a timeout on the floor. And so we'll go ahead and take it with them with just a little over 11 minutes to go. So we're not even a minute gone by here in this 5th grade game. You're watching it right here on GBA TV. And back here at court number 1, it is Jeremy Scott here. This 5th grade battle between Kentucky Premier, who we saw a lot of yesterday here on GBA TV, and the Ohio Crush. Crush inbounded, pushing the ball down the floor. There's a full court press by Kentucky Premier, and Crush is trying to do everything they can to beat it, and I do believe they just did beat it. Hard to see the half-court line here. Underneath the hoop, that is up, and that is no good, and it's taken there by Premier. That's McDonald on the rebound, and that will be a foul on the Crush, number 23, Karras. And that will be the Crush's first team foul. Playing the point for Premier, that is Combs. Combs into the lane and passing it outside. That's a 3-point shot. That is up, and that's an air ball. Too strong. Rebounded there by Kentucky Premier. That is up, and that is good for 2. And that is French. French, who we saw a lot of yesterday with both the 3rd and 4th grade team and the 5th grade team. And I tell you, she really holds her own, and there she is for 2, and it's 4-0 for Premier. On to the other end. Into the lane at the foul line. That's a 3-point shot. That is up, and that rims off, and that is taken there by Dye. Dye pushing it to the other end. She's got a woman down there, coming up and putting it up, and in for 2. That is Barnes with her first 2 of the game. 6-0 very quickly. Premier have a big lead. That's JC pushing the ball up the floor. She has to take it away. That's taken by Premier. Premier now has it. So that's another steal by Premier. They're very intense on this defensive side. That's up, and that's no good for 2. That's a high arcing shot that's no good. Rebounded on the offensive glass, and that is up and good for McDonald. So 4 different Premier players have scored. It is 8-0, and there's another steal in the backcourt by Premier. Bringing it up, and putting it in there. That is Dye for another 2, and it's a double-digit lead, 10-0. The Premier lead the Crush with 9:39 to go. Timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take it with them right here on GBA TV.
This is Tom Strasser from GBA TV Studios at the 14th Annual Celtic Classic here at Dublin Jerome. And you're watching GBA TV on Facebook and YouTube, where you are watching over 20 hours of live streaming games as well as interviews from players and coaches here at the Celtic Classic.
Back here at court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School, it is Jeremy Scott. It is this 5th grade game between Kentucky Premier from South Central Kentucky as well as the Ohio Crush. And the Crush have the ball, and they are down 10, and we are just a little over 2 minutes gone by here. Crush beat the press. On the other end, that is Carly. Carly looking for somebody to pass it to, has it taken away, and that's a steal. Another steal by the Kentucky Premier team. Bounce pass up into the lane, up and good. That's 2 more for Barnes, and she's got 4. 12-0 the score. Premier on top of the Crush. Playing the point for the Crush, that is Carly. Carly getting a call from the sideline. She gets a pick. Carly pass it into the corner. They're moving the ball, and there's another steal. Kentucky Premier on the steal. That is French. French pushing the ball to the other end, coast to coast, up and good. And the score, 14-0 Premier. And we're going to take another timeout here on the floor. The Crush want to talk things over to try and get some kind of rhythm going. So far, they have been unable to establish any kind of rhythm. So, with that being the case, we'll take a break here on GBA TV. Back here, court number 1, Dublin Jerome High School. Jeremy Scott at the commentary table. Kayla Cazell running the camera. And Kentucky Premier out to a big lead. And we're just a little over 3 minutes gone by. It's 14-0 Premier over the Crush. Crush trying to establish some kind of rhythm. Here they go. That is number 5, Carly. Carly trapped on the baseline, and she has to take it away by French. French has it again for Premier. All kinds of defensive work here, and there's a steal by the Crush. Good job by JC there to get a hand on that ball and take it to the other end. That is JC, and I do believe she just stepped out of bounds, and we just mentioned it. We mentioned that boundary line on that side. It was a big deal for a lot of teams yesterday. A lot of teams got trapped over there in that corner, ended up stepping on the boundary line. It's kind of hard to see. Again, it's kind of obscured by that shadow created by that partition, and we just saw it right there on that dribble by JC. On the other end now, Kentucky Premier, wide open 3 look. That is up, and that is short, and it's rebounded there by the Ohio Crush, and that is number 23, Karras, on that rebound. So Karras has it, and she's going to push it to the other end, but she has to take it away. Loose ball situation. Who does the jump ball favor? And we are going to see that this jump ball favors do believe it's Kentucky Premier, so we're going to keep it at this end. So the possession arrow favors Premier in this instance. And that is number 2, French, who we saw playing a lot of games yesterday. Up top, it comes to McDonald. McDonald passes it off to Dye. Dye being guarded there by Megan. Dye up top. Dye into the lane. Dye dishes, and she almost has taken away, but they're able to maintain possession. Back up top to Yeast. T. Yeast takes it to the lane, puts it up, and she is fouled on her way up. And that'll be a foul on number 5, Carly. That is the team's 2nd foul. And so they're going to say she was fouled before the act of shooting, so it's a non-shooting foul for Kentucky Premier. They'll just merely take the ball out of bounds. That is French to inbound, and she does. That is Combs. Combs playing the point. Combs up top to the left wing, and French over to the left corner, and Yeast. Yeast passing the ball around, back to over to the right wing, and that's McDonald. McDonald at the top, she has to take it away. She kind of got cut sleeping there and take it to the other end. That is the Crush at the foul line. That is up, and that is no good, and they're not able to capitalize on that possession, and that is a foul by the person who shot that ball, Karras. So Karras missed the shot, then she committed that foul. That is the 3rd team foul on the Crush. And it will be Premier ball. Combs at the point, being guarded by Megan. Combs back up top to Yeast. Yeast being guarded there by Callie. Yeast dishes inside. Nice looking pass. That is up, and that is good. McDonald has 4 points. The Premier have 16. The Crush have nothing right now. 16-0 the score, and we are a little over 6 minutes to go here in this opening half. Up top it goes. That is Megan. Megan playing the point. Passes it over to Callie. She's got Yeast on her. Over to the right wing, that's Tori. Tori at the top. Over to the left wing, and Megan. Megan down to the low post, passes it back up top to JC. JC over to the right corner. Back up top to JC. JC has Yeast on her. Over to the right corner again, that's Tori. Tori going to drive it inside and lose the ball on the dribble. And that will be going out of bounds in favor of Kentucky Premier. So it's Premier's ball now. Premier has it. Once again, the Crush have yet to get on the board. And we're at 6:20 to go here in this first half. French at the point, gets a call from the Premier sideline. Over comes to McDonald up top. McDonald has Tori on her. McDonald picks up a dribble, gives it back over to French. French with Leah on her. French inside, nice pass, and then she has to take it away. That's taken away by number 5, Callie. Callie's got it for the Ohio Crush. Crush trying to beat this press here. Pretty good press there on the part of Kentucky Premier. And I do believe they are going to get number 13, McDonald, on a foul, and that is the second team foul on Premier. So the Crush will take it out of bounds, and JC will play the point. Top to Callie. Callie has taken away by Yeast. Yeast got her paw on it, and then it's number 1, Combs, who ends up with it, who dishes to French with an outlet pass. She puts it up and in. French with 6 points. Premier 18, Crush nothing. Up top, that's JC. JC, she gets a screen from Callie. Over to the right corner. And I do believe they are going to get number 15, Megan, with a walk. Yep, she got a hold of that. She kind of stutter-stepped a little bit, and unfortunately, she took too many steps, and that will be a travel every time on the Crush. That's Combs. Combs waiting for the play to develop. Dishes it off to McDonald. McDonald. Over it comes to Dye. Dye, some fancy dribbling there. She drives, she dishes. That's Yeast. Up top it comes to Combs. That's a three-point look. That's up and that's no good. Rebounded by the Crush. That's Leah on that rebound. Leah's got it. She's pushing it to the other end, and she pivots, and she ends up passing it to JC. JC tries to dish inside. She almost has it taken away, and she does have it taken away. That's French on the steal. Up top to Yeast. Outlet pass. That's over to Combs. Combs driving it, putting it up. That's no good. That's short, and it's rebounded. Well, it's a loose ball situation. It is finally rebounded by the Crush. So good defensive play there by the Crush. Able to get that rebound after it looked like the Premier team would end up scoring off of that fast break. Up top. That's up, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by the Crush. And that is number 15, Megan, on that rebound. Then she has to take it away. She kind of has to take it away on an errant pass. And they're going to say the Premier stepped out of bounds. And there it is again, that boundary line. Boy, that's the Bermuda Triangle. That has been the Bermuda Triangle all tournament long. And it will go back to the Crush now. We're at 4:10 to play in this opening half. 18-0 to score. Jeremy Scott here at courtside, court number 1 here at Dublin Jerome High School. Day 2 of the Celtic Classic Tournament. And there's a shot. That is up. That's no good. It's an air ball. Goes out of bounds. It will be Premier's ball once again. That's French. French over to Yeast on the left wing. And there it is again. There is that out-of-bounds line that they just have not been able to figure out. No team this tournament has been able to figure out that boundary line over there. And there it is again. There's that boundary line that nobody this tournament has been able to figure out. Up top, that is French. She gives it off. That's a three-point look. That is up. That is short, and it's rebounded on the offensive side by Combs. Driving a baseline, putting it up, and not able to get it. I do believe that was partially blocked. That was number 12, Barnes, on that shot, and she had it partially blocked, and it goes over to the Crush. The Crush pushing it up the floor. That is Callie. Callie, ooh, wicked screen set, and there's no foul. There is a steal, and then it's taken back by the Crush. Crush have it once again, driving into the lane, and there's a foul called, and that's going to go against Yeast. That is the third team foul on Kentucky Premier. With 3:03 to play here in this first half. It will be the Crush taking it out of bounds. Each team has 3 team fouls. And that is Callie taking it out of bounds. She inbounds it to Carly. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to come back to Premier. Taking it up top, that is to Combs. Combs, over to Dye. Dye to Yeast. Yeast dishes. Driving to baseline and dishing underneath and putting it up. That is no good. Good look there from McDonald, who follows her own shot, gets her own rebound twice, and she's going to pass it outside. There's a three-point look. That's up and no good. Rebounded there again by McDonald. McDonald has it swatted away from her, and there's a loose ball, and let's see what happens here. I do believe they're going to call a jump ball. Nope, it's going to be Crush's ball. Crush's ball, but that is taken away by Premier. That's Combs on the steal. Heady play there by Combs on the defensive side. Then she almost has to take it away by Tiley, but she's able to maintain possession. And Combs is going to shoot a three and not make that three underneath. That is a rebound by the Crush. That's Tiley on that rebound, pushing it back down the floor. Fancy move there by Tiley. Tiley bounce pass. Over it comes into the low post. That is Carly. Carly has to take it away from her, and it's going to go off of Kentucky Premier and out of bounds. Combs had it, and then she just kind of lost it out of bounds, so it's going to go back to the Crush on offense. Taking it out of bounds is Callie. Callie, bounce pass inside. Nice little low post look there. That's up. That's no good. And it's rebounded on the offensive side by the Crush. And then it's taken away by Combs. Combs intercepts a pass. Combs looking up ahead and up and good for two. That is Dye. Dye's got 6. It is Premier 20. The Crush, nothing. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. 1:45 and winding. Carly, bounce pass. And there's a foul. That'll be a foul on number 3, Dye. That's the 4th Kentucky Premier foul. So taking it out of bounds for the Crush will be Callie. Callie looking for somebody to inbound it to, having some trouble finding somebody, and she does finally at the foul line. That is up, and that is no good, and that's going to go out of bounds. It's going to go off of the Crush, and it will be Premier ball. Karras had a good look at it there, just wasn't able to convert from the foul line. And it comes back to Premier, who have a 20-point lead over the Crush, who have yet to get on the scoreboard. It's 20-0 with 1:25 to play in the first half. There's a shot for 3 from French, and that's no good. And it's rebounded by McDonald. Back outside to Combs. Combs going to drive it in the lane and put, well, I was going to say she's going to put it up, but she was fouled on the drive. And so Combs is going to step up to the free throw line, and she will be shooting 2. That is the 4th team foul on the Crush. But because she was in the act of shooting, this will be a 2-shot foul. First shot is up, swish. That is Combs' first point of the morning. 21-0 is the score. Combs. Second shot up, that's no good. It's short, and it's rebounded by the Crush. So Combs goes 1 for 2 from the line. That trip, and then the Crush are able to beat the press. Taking it coast to coast, putting it up. That's no good, and rebounded by Kentucky Premier. And being tied up is number 3, Dye, and that was a foul on Karras. That's the 5th team foul on the Crush. So team foul number 5 on the Crush. Premier has 4 team fouls. And we are under a minute to play here in the first half. The score, Kentucky Premier 21, the Crush nothing. And Premier looking for more before they huddle up for their halftime speech. Some movement. Driving it into the lane and fouled on the drive. That is number 12, Barnes. Nope, they're going to call an offensive foul. I didn't see what the call was. Maybe a 3-second violation. In any event, it is going to come back to the Crush. Over it comes to Jordan. Jordan up the top. Jordan with a pass over to number 5, Callie. Callie's going to take a shot from the elbow. It's partially blocked. What a nice defensive play there. I do believe that was Dye who got her hand on that ball, and it goes out of bounds. But what a heady play at the elbow by Dye to prevent the Crush from getting onto the board yet. She said, you're going to have to work to earn your first points, and there's a steal. That is a steal off of an errant pass by Combs. Combs up ahead, and she puts it up. That's no good. Rebounded by Leah. And so Premier not able to take advantage of that fast break opportunity. Then it's taken away by French. French has it now for Premier. French over to Combs with 10 seconds to play. French with a pump fake. That's a three-point look, and no good. Rebounded there by Dye, and there's a pass over to Combs. Combs better put it up at the buzzer. Good! 24-0 is the score as the teams head over to their respective sidelines for their halftime speeches, and we'll be back with that aforementioned second half right here on GBA TV.
This is Tom Strasser from GBA TV Studios at the 14th Annual Celtic Classic here at Dublin Jerome. And you're watching GBA TV on Facebook and YouTube, where you are watching over 20 hours of live streaming games as well as interviews from players and coaches here at the Celtic Classic.
Back here at court number one at Dublin Jerome High School, it's Jeremy Scott here at the commentary table. The score 24-0 at the half. The Premier lead the Crush. And after this, we are going to have the 5th grade championship game, I do believe, according to the schedule. So stay tuned for that one. Found something out that's kind of interesting at the half. Both coaches are Coach Dye. You have Coach Dye for Premier, and then you've got Coach Dye for Crush. So that's kind of an interesting thing. No relation to our knowledge. So with that being the case, that little interesting factoid, the more you know, we are set to go for the second half of play. And I liked what I heard Coach Dye for the Crush say at the half. I heard him talking in the huddle. He said, you know, win or lose, this game is going to make us better. So that's kind of what we were talking about yesterday when I had Spencer Giese here at the table with me. We were talking about how these games are kind of litmus tests for where you are as a team. You know, yes, you want to win, but more so it's about making you better. So I love what Coach Dye had to say at the half, and we'll see how the Ohio Crush comes out, what adjustments they've made at the half. It is Premier on offense, though, to start things off. That is up, and that is no good, and rebounded there by Dye. Dye gets her own shot, and it's outside to Yeast. Yeast has it now. She is guarded there, and she passes it inside to Dye in the low post. Dye outside. That's Combs for three, who hit the big three at the buzzer. That one's short, and Combs follows her shot and grabs her own rebound. So Combs has it once again. Combs on the outside. She's going to take it back up top and reset everything for Kentucky Premier. Over to Yeast it is, and she gives it off to Barnes. Barnes is going to drive it inside, put it up on a floater. That is up. Bank shot good. Barnes has 6. Premier has 26. They lead at 26-0 over the Crush. On the other end, that is JC. JC has it swatted away by French, pretty emphatically, might I add, and it will remain Crush's ball. Inbounds it comes, and almost having to take it away are the Crush, but they are able to maintain possession. That is JC who has it. She has to take it away by French. French, wide open path to the bucket. French lays it up and in. That's 8 points for French, and it's a 28-0 lead now for Kentucky Premier. And being that it is an over 20-point lead, it will be a running clock throughout the second half unless the Crush can come back and cut that lead to within 20. There's a shot from the baseline that's up, and that is no good. Air ball. Looking up ahead, and that's Combs who's wide open. Can Combs catch up with it? Yes, no, she cannot. So that will go off of Kentucky Premier and out of bounds. And so reset everything. It will be Crush's ball. So this will be something for Coach Dye on Premier to kind of look at, you know, those outlet passes. That's something that you definitely want to take advantage of. Anytime you have a fast break opportunity like that, you definitely want to capitalize. So that'll be something that, even though they have a pretty commanding lead right now, that'll be something that he'll probably look at during the week on tape and say, hey, girls, we got to get better at this. I know that we did pretty well on the offensive side and hitting our shots and whatnot, but there's something that we can work on, and that is definitely something they can work on. So with that being the case, checking into the ball game now for Premier will be McDonald. Checking out will be Yeast. So McDonald in, Yeast out. And it's Ohio Crush on offense. Inbounds it comes. That is over to Megan. Megan playing the point. She's got Combs on her. Into the corner it comes. That's over to JC. She passes it back to Megan on the right wing. Inside it comes, and having her shot blocked is Leah. Crush gets it back. That's Leah up. That's no good. That's rebounded by McDonald. McDonald has it for Premier. Up ahead to Combs. Combs over to French. Nice pass. Inside up and good. And that is French, who now has 10 points on the morning. It's 30-0 Premier. Callie with Combs on her. Callie, bounce pass. That's taken away, and then Crush get it back. There's a shot. That's up. That's no good. Taken by French. I do believe that shot was partially blocked by McDonald. McDonald up ahead. That's up ahead to Barnes. Barnes. She's going to take the low post, lay it up and in. Barnes with 8. Kentucky Premier 32. Ohio Crush nothing. With 8:30 to go here in this second half. Driving it is Callie. Callie almost loses it. Gives it off to JC. JC on the right wing. JC drive. JC shot up. No good. Rebounded there by Kentucky Premier. Up ahead to Combs. Combs looking ahead, and she's going to take it herself, put it up, and too strong. Rebounded there by Barnes, and she's not able to do anything with it. Combs gets that rebound. There's a shot. That's up. That's no good for Dye. Rebounded by the Crush. That is number 30, Tori, on that rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Kentucky Premier. That will be a foul on Combs. That's the first team foul this half for Kentucky Premier. Checking into the ball game now for the Ohio Crush is number 23, Karras. Sitting will be number 2, Leah. Also checking in for Ohio Crush is 33, Carly, and taking a seat will be number 15, Megan. That's Callie at the point. Callie with Yeast on her. Giving it up, having it stolen away by French. French intercepts the pass. French driving it to the other end. Nice move inside, up and in. French with 12. Kentucky Premier 34. Ohio Crush nothing. Callie gets double teamed. Callie has it almost taken away by Yeast. Yeast does have it. Yeast looking up ahead. Yeast going to take it herself up into the lane. Up, no good. Rebounded by Barnes. She puts it up. That's no good. And there's a loose ball. And what's going to happen here? Are they going to call a tie-up? Or are they going to try to? Nope, they're going to give it back to Kentucky Premier. That is up, and that is good. Another 2-point bucket for French. She has 14, and it is Kentucky Premier 36, Ohio Crush nothing. Back after this timeout right here on GBA TV. Back here, court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School. It's 36-0. The Premier lead the Crush. Crush on offense with 6:43 and winding on the second half clock. Crush on the baseline. That's a shot. That's up. That's short, and it's rebounded by Kentucky Premier. Looking up ahead. That's Barnes. Barnes has it on the outlet pass. Barnes dishes inside to Dye. Dye's going to pass it back outside to Yeast. Yeast, who I do believe she was fouled on a three-point attempt. And that is going to be a foul on Karras, and that's the first team foul for the Crush. So let's see. Yes, it is a three-point shooting foul. So Yeast is going to go to the line, and she is going to attempt 3 shots. Yeast scoreless so far here this morning. We'll see if she's able to get onto the scoreboard with some of these free throws. She's got 3 coming to her. Yeast. Shot is up. Too strong on that shot. Few too many Wheaties this morning for T. Yeast. Yeast's second shot. That is also too strong. Into the game for the Crush, Jordan, as French will sit for Kentucky Premier, and sitting for the Crush will be Callie. So here's T. Yeast's third free throw shot. She was fouled on that three-point attempt that did not fall for her. Yeast's third shot is up, and rims out on her, and that's rebounded by McDonald. Out of bounds it goes, and they're going to say it's off of Ohio Crush, so they knocked it out of bounds. T. Yeast 0 for 3, that trip to the free throw line. Inbounds it comes to Dye. Dye with a shot. That is up and good. Dye with 8 points, and it's 38-0 Premier. Crush on offense. That's Carly playing the point. Carly gets a screen from Jordan. Carly drives it over the right corner. Gives it off to Tylee. Tylee double-teamed in that right corner. She's trapped, and it's taken there by number 23, Karras. And she somehow gets it out of there into the low post, and it's blocked. What a block there by McDonald. Pushing it up ahead, Kentucky Premier. Up for Combs, and good. Combs with 6. It's 40-0. Premier over the Crush. 5.5 to play in the second half here at Dublin Jerome High School, court number 1, where this action is happening. This GBA Celtic Classic Tournament. Day 2 of it. Ohio Crush on offense. Driving it inside, stolen away by Yeast. Yeast up ahead to Dye. Dye's got a clear path to the bucket. She puts it up, and it doesn't fall for her. Rebounded by Combs. Combs with a second shot. That is a no good, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to come back to Ohio Crush. And a couple of shots there for Kentucky Premier. Weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity, however, and Ohio Crush has the ball back with 5 minutes to go in the second half. Inside, that's stolen away. Another steal for Kentucky Premier. That's Barnes on the steal, up ahead to Dye. Dye looking up, putting it up, and in there. That's Dye with 10 points now. She's in double digits, 42-0. Premier lead the Crush. Carly on offense. They attempt to set a pick for her, but she goes the other way. Carly has it knocked out of bounds by Yeast. As Hadley French gets set to check back in, she'll be subbing in for Dye. Crush looking to inbound it. Carly better find somebody to pass it to. She finally does, but it's stolen away by Yeast. Yeast with some nice defense yet again. She's been a defensive hound all game long. Up ahead to Combs. Combs with a nice move inside. She has it knocked away from her. Good defensive play there by Tiley. Tiley gets it back for Ohio Crush, and then Kentucky Premier steals it back. That's a shot that's up for Barnes, and nope, they're going to say that Hadley French stepped on the end line there, and it will come back to Ohio Crush. These end lines, man, they have been a real trap for a lot of these teams this tournament all over the court, and they are kind of hard to see. It's a very beige line as it's right in front of our table here. And it kind of goes around the perimeter, but it is very hard to see because you got a beige floor with beige tape on top of it. So, 3:30 to play here in the second half. Ohio Crush still looking to get on the scoreboard, knocked out of bounds by McDonald. Very good defensive play there by her. A lot of hustle shown. Crush to take it out of bounds. This running clock. Carly gives it off to Megan. Into the right corner, that's Karras. Karras driving it, dishing it, that's Jordan. Jordan's going to attempt a three-pointer. I do believe that was partially blocked, taken there by McDonald. McDonald pushing it to the other end. Up ahead to Barnes. Barnes can't control the pass. I think that was a little too hot for her. Went right through her hands and out of bounds. And so Ohio Crush will get the ball back. And she's coming over to the sideline. She knows that she missed an opportunity there. You could tell by the look on her face. Coach Dye said, "Dad, don't worry about it." Sometimes passes are a little bit too hot to handle. It happens to the best of us. Over to the right corner. Double team is Leah. She has to take it away on an errant pass. That is Combs. Combs over to the elbow. She's going to take a shot and make that shot. Combs now with 8 points on the morning. It's 44-0. Premier over the Crush. 2:13 and winding in the second half. Up ahead it comes, and she wasn't waiting for the pass. That was Jordan. They end up having it taken away from her, but then Hadley French on the steal ends up stepping on that boundary line yet again. And so it's going to come back to Ohio Crush. Clock winds. We're under 2 minutes to play. Ohio Crush looking to get on the scoreboard before this game ends. And there's a steal by McDonald. McDonald to French. French up ahead. She's got Dye in the low post. Dye with a little nice move there. And it's Combs who's going to bring it back outside. Premier inside. That's a low post move to McDonald. McDonald has it knocked out of bounds on the move. And nice defense there by Megan. And they're going to say that McDonald was fouled. All right, so that's a foul on the Crush. And I do believe they're going to get Megan with that foul. As McDonald steps to the free throw line. She's got 4 points. She's got 5 points. 45-0 the score. As East checks out, Barnes checks back in. There's a second shot from McDonald. That one's a little short for her. So she goes 1 for 2 that trip to the line. It is 45-0. 1:20 and winding in this second half. Crush on offense. Underneath it comes. That's a low post move. That's up. That's no good. It's taken by McDonald. McDonald has it for Kentucky Premier. McDonald pushing it up ahead, having it knocked away from behind. Nice defense there by Callie to get it back for Ohio Crush. Ohio Crush up ahead now. That's stolen away back by McDonald's. McDonald has it, well, they're going to say jump ball. And that possession arrow will favor the Ohio Crush since Kentucky Premier had the ball to start this half. Don't forget, after this game, we will have the 5th grade championship game here at Dublin Jerome High School Court, number 1, the site of that. Into the right corner. Spinning, putting up a shot. That is up and no good. And she's going to go to the free throw line. That's a foul on number 12, Barnes. So this could be the first points for Ohio Crush. It would be good for them to get on the scoreboard. That is Leah, who will step to the line for 2 shots. Leah's first shot is up and no good. hit the backboard, then kind of went around the world for her and rimmed out. So 0 for 1, this trip to the line for Leah. Leah's second shot is up, and that one doesn't fall for her either. So 0 for 2, that trip to the line, but Leah gets her own rebound. So good job by Leah there to hustle down there and get the rebound. Then she loses it out of bounds, and it will come back to Kentucky Premier with 20 seconds to play in this ball game. Kentucky Premier. Over to French. French. Over to Barnes. Barnes on the left, gives it up to McDonald. McDonald has it taken away, poked away there by number 23, Karras. Karras for Ohio Crush is going to take a shot and not make that shot, and that will be how this game ends with the final. Kentucky Premier 45, Ohio Crush nothing. Premier now will play in the 5th grade championship game. We will have that for you right here on GBA TV.